Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Packer franchise videos of the series of me becoming the coach. If you haven't been aware, and if this may be your first one, or just like Matt on the floor, I know you just started, but we're booting ya and do a custom, my name, custom coach. And put me in charge of the Packers. And right now we are 4-0. We just went off of the bye week, just like in real life. Obviously, this is way past the NFL season, but it is what it is. And we have a tall task of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Levante David as their middle linebacker. We got Tom Brady, we got Chris Godwin, we got Mike Evans. We just got a lot of stuff to go through, but what also sucks is our offensive lineman is a little dumpy right now with injuries. We got Billy Turner that's injured for a few weeks now, and sadly we don't get Corey Linsley until after this game, so that's a bummer. We need our star center because like right now it's kind of Elton Jenkins and Lindstrom. That's been our key guys right now, holding it together, holding the fort. And then we got Jake Hansen that came in because he is a center. He is a rookie, I believe, that we just drafted. I was moving him up, but then I was like, he needs some reps. He may develop something. And with also Brandon Knight, last game against the Falcons, we just throw quick passes or run the ball if possible, but we'll see because Levante David is the middle linebacker. He'll dictate what we need to do, whether if we need to toss it outside or run the ball towards the outside or something to get the job done. Obviously, you have to incorporate the tight ends. Our wide receivers have been holding it strong with. We added Rashard Higgins. Didn't think that he would kind of fit with the process, but he does. Him and Valdez-Scantling and Devontae Adams are phenomenal right now, and with Lazard too, and then also adding Austin as well if we go into a 5 package or whatever the case may be. And especially like if we're up by a lot, these guys are pretty huge when it comes to catching passes, getting the touchdowns, getting the yards, helping Jordan Love, help Aaron Rodgers, become a better team for, next season or just overall. Just trying to get to the Super Bowl this season, and we're off to a great start with 4-0. And with the defense too as well. But with this game, I have to get with Darnell Savage, either 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 2 tackle for losses, for a breakout to get superstar development for the dude. So I may use him as like a user. That way he does get those tackles or those interceptions, but hopefully they pass it to him quite a bit, as he will also be the slot corner too as well. So hopefully he gets those interceptions and whatever. Otherwise we'll have to wait until the next opportunity that he can get that. But what also was a bummer, so the last game against the Falcons, I signed Denzel Good as a left guard. We needed that extra lineman because obviously we're kind of bummed with injuries with Billy Turner 70 overall and Corey Linsley that's 88 at star that we'll get next week. Like I said, I generated best lineup and he's gone. Like, I don't know what happened, if he just eventually just retired and we have to pay him for the rest of the year. Because I looked at the roster and the depth chart. He's not to be found at all. So it's like, I signed this guy to help our offensive lineman and he's just gone. So it's like, we'll just have to go through this season. Because the worst case scenario that I was going to do is either sign another wide receiver or try to get another defensive person in for extra, injury help towards the end of the season. But obviously now we can't do that. So hopefully we go right this way. It's just that Billy Turner, Corey Linsley got a hiccup at the beginning of the season. We go strong. We got Lindstrom going strong at 23. We got Brandon Knight right now going strong. Elton Jenkins holding the fort. That's been like the star guy. And just overall, and Jake Hansen even owning his own, starting at 59 overall. Obviously, he only bumped up one, but last game was the first game that he ever started. So, and then we got Belt here that came back to the Packers. At this point in time in real life, he would have been with the Colts, I believe. And then with, the game as it updates the roster and stuff like that, he came back to Green Bay Packers for the playoffs. Had that run, came up short, yada yada. So hopefully we can hold our own against the Buccaneers, and let's get right to it.
Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
DA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Buccaneer offense taking the field with all eyes in the stadium glued to their quarterback in season number 21. His first, of course, in Tampa, the great Tom Brady.
Not sure what you thought, but I thought it was appropriate when he walked into our meeting with his arm totally encased.
Here we go with the Packer offense guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll wind up.
He was 2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Rodgers now on first down. That's caught. It's Robert Tonyan, the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Bucs' 21-yard line.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Throw's going to be incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Looking back to the air on 2nd down. It's Brady. Again for Evans. This time he's got him. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Brady. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary drops him for a loss of 2. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
And it's good to make it 14-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Field. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Big Kenny Clark that time, pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss. On 2nd down now, it's Jones. And he'll get about 3 as defense will take over with a new set of downs. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Rodgers to Valdez-Scantling over the middle.
Rodgers pass.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a game.
How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evening.
With a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
First down.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Got a man. That's Rashard Higgins. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards that time.
It's a gain of 25 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Buccaneers, nothing.
Nowhere. But did anyone see 19.5 sacks coming from Shaq Barrett last year? And even after he became an acknowledged guy that you had to block, he still was able to get to the quarterback. Expects to continue on that level, and there he is, adding to his totals.
And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Crosby connects on the limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
He's brought down.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Shotgun now for Brady. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Well, whenever you talk about players that really broke out in the 2019 season, you better add Chris Godwin to that list. Over 1,300 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns. He was 2nd among receivers last season receiving yards per game at 95.
Out there, Aaron and his Packer teammates set to begin their drive. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration. Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle. Gets away from defenders in order to get open. He's a guy that number 12, his quarterback, trusts implicitly.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Rodgers throwing complete to Valdez-Scantling. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes, and the Packers add 6 to their lead. That was quite the call down around the goal line on 4th and goal.
Yeah, they fake the run, pull it out, throw it, and as a defense, I've been in that spot before, and we see it all the time. You almost have to
back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's a throw caught by Gronkowski. And taking it across mid will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Brady. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive first down plays. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, it's Brady. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Defense.
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. From the 5, 2nd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. O.J. Howard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for him. That has to feel.
That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
25 yards. First down, Green Bay.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville, where you see the final score there. 21-16, the final. From there, let's head to the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, to check in on the Broncos. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. The Dolphins seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And it was the visiting Atlanta Falcons who come in and get the victory. 24-21, the final score. In our game has been Aaron Rodgers, who was on target in the first half. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Take over first and
Aaron Rodgers, we focus on him for our Players Spotlight. And it's been a good game for him to this point, Charles. They're winning on the scoreboard. They got to be feeling pretty good.
And it's always fun for them when they're not just winning on the scoreboard, but they're contributing in a big way. You see him throwing touchdown passes, watching this video here. It's got to be a fun time for him and a relaxed time because nothing is pressing.
Relaxed, cool, calm, collective, all those things describing him right now. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Rodgers pass.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Good catch by Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and that's something that his teammates needed to see and something he needed for himself. They call him MVS, and they want him to become an MVP type of a receiver. Speed to burn. He can stretch the field. They just need him to be as dependable catching the ball as we saw there throughout the season. Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think, yeah, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offense.
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain of 39 that time.
First down, Packers.
Well, he's definitely a big target out there, listed at 6'4", and he used every one of those extra inches to go up and make that catch.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They run, Devontae Freeman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
Touchdown, Packers! 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers add on to their lead. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a Packer will begin at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Another try after the first down sack. Brady, quick slant to Brown. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. From the gun, Brady. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Well, Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he powers his way up past the 30.
He's brought down at the 30.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It's a physical play on the football there, and it's second down. The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the third quarter from Tampa. Throwing again. Love. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Love, they go play action now. Open man is Higgins. And he'll go down, but not before.
For Alan Lazard.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So on now for the Packers at their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And the 13-year man puts it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows to begin at the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Love. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul.
If Jason Pierre-Paul just manages to stay on the field and play 16 games, we could have double-digit sack numbers and then some, because over his first 2 seasons in Tampa Bay, 21.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. The